Welcome back to the Parallel Universe. I'm your host, Logan Bruce, and I am so excited, you guys. We are on YouTube, and this is the first episode on our first channel, or our first YouTube episode. So, wow, you guys, I am so excited to be on YouTube and to be able to bring you guys some of this content that we have and the wonderful things here at the Parallel Universe. I am, of course, here in the Square Table Studios, and what am I going to talk about in this edition of the Parallel Universe? Well, there's a lot of new things happening in the year 2024. A lot of great things happening, and one of the most exciting things is for me is the fact that X-Men, the animated series, is coming back around, and they're calling it X-Men 97, and that is a direct continuation of course, the X-Men animated series that ran from 1992 to 1997. So that's why they're, of course, calling it X-Men 97. So I am so excited for this. I hope that the writers that did the animated series back in '92 started, those guys. I'm not sure who's coming back to write this, but I hope they take their cues from those episodes and really do homage to the new X-Men 97. Oh man, it's going to be so wonderful if they do. To carry on that legacy of X-Men, animated series, because I enjoy that series so very much. It was so exciting to see my favorite characters come to the animated screen, so to speak. It was just a wonderful episode. Of course, I was a teenager at that time, but I still loved it. And it was one of the things that just got me going. I used to come home from school, and it was nothing like seeing the X-Men come on TV. I think it came on after school. I want to say it did. I don't think it was Saturday morning. I think it was during the weekday. But someone let me know if I'm wrong about that. But I do remember watching it. And then just enjoying it. I love how they developed, all our favorite characters: Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, even, going into the Phoenix Saga, Rogue. Gambit was, because Gambit, didn't really know him, from the comic books. I don't remember reading him, but reading about him in the comics. But, to see him on, on my TV, as an animated character, man, it was great. Professor X, I think they did a wonderful job with him. And just to see the different dynamics between the team and how sometimes they did not get along. They both all wanted to do, different things, or, like the missions. Sometimes it was things that happened that, Wolverine didn't agree with Cyclops. And one of the things that he didn't agree with was the time that Morph got shot by a Sentinel and they left him. This was their first encounter with the Sentinels. They had no idea what in the world was going on. And Morph got shot, and, Cyclops left, and Wolverine was so upset. I mean, because he felt like Cyclops abandoned Morph, and Morph was like his best friend. Morph always made him laugh. So, that was something that they didn't agree about. And of course, there was always that tension between Cyclops and Wolverine, because Wolverine was, he loved Jean. And, of course, Jean was in love with Cyclops, and Cyclops loved her. We all know that story. There's no need to go into it. But there was issues there. Even though they were a team that still, had little bumps, on the road. So I love the fact that they kept that in there, and they didn't try to make it seem like it was a, big happy family with no problems. So I really love that. So I really hope that the new series, they keep that same dynamic, with issues that, everything is not happy. We don't always get happy endings, because that's life, you don't always get happy endings, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes we all have those little bumps in the road. So that was something that I really loved, and I hope that they keep that same energy. And some of the voice actors are coming back for the recast, to reprise their role. I do believe we have Rogue, Wolverine, who else? I can't remember who else, but I know those two voiceover actors are coming back to reprise their role. Hold on, let me see. I think I just Yep. I do. So yeah, Beast, Storm, Wolverine Rogue, and Mr. Sinister. Yeah, I just got handed that. So yeah, those guys are definitely coming back to reprise that role. So that is going to be wonderful to see those guys back in action, so to speak, and back, voicing the characters that we have loved so very much. So I'm just looking forward to seeing that. Um, so, what do you guys think? Are you guys happy to see those things come back? I'm sure you are, because if you love X-Men as much as I do, then I know you definitely were ready for X-Men '97. I do believe it is to debut on the Disney Plus um, around April, May, March, April, May, somewhere in that vicinity when they're going to be releasing that. I want to say it's in March. And along with that, they are also have a 4-issue comic book coming out to explain what has happened in between, the years that we haven't, seen them in action. In between, 97 to now. So the things that the X-Men were doing during that time that we don't know. Those 4 issues should explain what they've been up to. So right after that, then we'll transition right into the cartoon. And from my understanding, the X-Men that they are trying to get to come into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, those guys are going to take their cues from the animated series. So it's not going to be, a lot of jumping around. They're going to base the X-Men that are coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're going to base them off of the cartoon, which I do believe is wonderful. I've always said this: whenever you want to do a live action movie based on a comic book or a cartoon, you don't have to change the script. I don't understand why a lot of directors and the higher ups or whoever make the decision to go at it alone to write their own story. Why do you do that? The story has already been written. I mean, we have it in either cartoon form or comic book form. The script is there. You don't need to change anything. That is what we love, and of course I know everyone has their own, I guess story they want to tell, or what is it called, artist. I can't remember the exact phrase for it, but you can put your interpretation into what you're trying to create, creative rights or something like that. I can't remember the term. Somebody tell me the term. Y'all watch this. Somebody tell me the term when it means that someone can take something, create, like a comic book and adapt it to how they want, as long as they keep some features of it. I can't remember the exact term, but y'all know what I mean. But you know, the people who grew up reading comic books and watching these cartoons, that they want to see, all they want to see is that put onto the big screen. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to change the origin. You don't have to change how they got their powers. You don't even really have to explain that, because we, the fans, already know. Now, understand you may be trying to, let the future generation who didn't grow up with those comics, you might be trying to explain to them how they got their powers and who they are and everything and so forth. That's great. But if you're going to do that, just read the comic books. The origins are already there. The story, all of it. You don't have to change anything. You just have to follow the script. I mean, of course, there's some phrases and things that we use back in the early 60s, 70s, and 80s that we don't use now. So you want to change the wording, of course. Okay, I understand that. But don't change the story. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to change the story. You can keep it the same way. Just say, hey, what happened in issue 8? Read it, put it to the screen. Okay, he looked like he jumped off the cliff. Show the man jumping off the cliff. Looked like she can, has telekinesis. Give her telekinesis. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to try to adapt it to, no. Just tell the story like it was already told. That's what drew us in, and that's what's going to keep us coming. So when you leave things to the director's interpretation, you can get some kind of crappy material. So I'm just saying, I'm not going to go all into that, into which movies were trash and everything. But, I ain't saying it stunk, but it didn't smell good. So all you got to do is just follow the script that has already paved the way. That is it. And, I look at successful movies such as like um, the Lord of the Rings. I mean, Peter Jackson, he followed the book. I mean, that's some different things that he took out because if not, we would still be in the theaters now watching the Lord of the Rings, and only So I understood that some things taken out and reshaped and everything to fit time frames. But for the most part, he took his cue from the book. And that's all you got to do when you're trying to make adaptation of the comic books or cartoons to live action. Follow the script that's been wrote, and you will have a successful movie. We will be piling in there in droves. I mean, you could just pretty much write your own check. So listen to me, you guys. Listen to me. Let me see if I can get you guys close. Let me see if I can get you guys close up so you can read my lips. Follow the script that's already been written. All right. So just a little joke. Well, no, but yeah, for real, just all you got to do. That's all you got to do, and we will love it. I mean, it will be great. We'll be so happy, and oh man, we will go out and tell everybody, hey man, this was just like issue one of the Fantastic Four. That blah blah blah. You know, that's all you got to do. And of course, you can leave out some of the things that don't pertain, but all we want to see is character development, them put into the story correctly, and doing what they're supposed to do. That's it. I mean, that's all we got to do, and you will have a wonderful movie. So, have enough said. That's enough said about that. But anyway, so once again, you guys, X-Men '97 coming out in March or April of 2024. Um, so this is going to be something wonderful. Wait, before I talk about that just a little bit further, I do want to say that everyone, with everyone trying to figure out how to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, simple. You don't have to have something big, some kind of crazy movie or anything to explain how to get in there. All you got to do is go back and retcon the post scenes of like the Avengers. That's it. And you can put every excuse me, you can put every you can put the Fantastic Four, you can put the X-Men, you can put whoever you want into the Marvel Cinematic Universe just by going back and adding post credit scenes. Okay, this is what I mean by that. All you had to do, okay, let's say, when Tony Stark was laying on the ground after he stopped, he closed the portal. Well, he took the nuke up into the portal and they closed it and he fell to the ground and he just said, Swarmer, let's try that. All you got to do is have a cutaway scene from that and show like the X-Men returning home to the match. That's it. Have them come out or have them flying over New York in the Blackbird and seeing the Chitauri and everything on the on the ground laid out and buildings destroyed. And while they're flying back to the mansion, they can say something bad happened here. That's it. Then you done put the X-Men in there. They're in there. You already you just and there you go. They're in there. I mean, hey, and you can do the same thing with the Fantastic Four. I mean, just have Mr. Reed, Mr. Fantastic Reed, just look over his balcony at the destruction and things, and saying what or when they just came back from outer space. You can have them up in outer space when this happened, getting their powers, and when they come back to Earth and wake up out of the hospital and everything, you can have him look over the balcony and say, "What in the world did we miss?" And then they're in there. And there you go. You got the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, both of them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Case closed. You don't have to do a whole lot of things. I know with Wolverine coming out and Deadpool 3, Deadpool 3, you doing the X-Men, bringing the X-Men that way. So what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks that's how they're going to introduce the X-Men through Deadpool, which is perfect as well. I was just saying you didn't have to have such a big deal about it. It didn't have to be that big. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but you could have done it that way as well. And hey, it would have been. So, all you higher ups that's listening, directors, all you guys, hey, do it. Anyway, so back to X-Men '97. So yes, and like I said, I'm looking forward to this cartoon, and it's just going to be a continuation from from the last episode in '97 up till now. It is just going to be a continuation of the story, and I really hope that they do justice and just do like the first series, the original series did. Um, so and that'll just have us glued to our television. We'll be just like we were a kid on Saturday morning, eating cereal in front of the TV. Uh, not even wanting to go to the bathroom, because we were watching the cartoon. So, it'll be just like that if they stick to the same dynamic and the same writing and everything that they did with the X-Men animated series. So that is something exciting to look forward to, and all the other wonderful projects Marvel has going on. We know that we got some different Avengers movies coming out. Avengers, it was the King Dynasty, but of course, with the situation going on, there has been some changes. So it's just called Avengers 5 at the moment. And they're going to bring in a new enemy, so to speak, because Kane is going to be put on the back burner. So we have that, of course, Deadpool 3. Just a lot of other wonderful things Marvel was doing in Disney. So very much looking forward to that. And definitely the X-Men 97. So wonderful, wonderful times I'm looking forward to. And in lieu of that being the X-Men coming out with X-Men 97, and with us having our first YouTube show, which is this episode here. Yay! We are giving away a first edition of the X-Men. X-Men Giant first edition issue. And this was originally out in May of 97, not 97, 75, I'm sorry. May 1975 first edition. Well, this is not it, of course, because this is just a reprint. You can see, because first of all, it costs like $7.99. And when this first came out, I do believe this was like 25 cents. I remember reading this comic book, and as you can see, this is a first edition, and it features, the new X-Men. You have Wolverine, Cyclops. I'm not Cyclops. Colossus, Storm. Who else? Warpath. I think that was his name. And Nightcrawler. So we're giving this away to anyone who would like this. So please give us a like. Subscribe, and you could be getting, boom, the first edition X-Men. And of course, we are also giving away to the same person this person, and it's a metal poster, and it's the same feature. It's featuring the same X-Men, that same edition. That May 1975 edition, and that was the first time. So this is the first time those characters were introduced. Like I said, we had Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Warpath, and Nightcrawler. I think his name was Warpath. I want to say it was. But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. So please, you guys, check out the new X-Men 97 coming out, and check us out on YouTube. Appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us so far. Love you guys so very much. Couldn't do this without you. And I'm so happy to be on YouTube. So subscribe, like, hit that bell for notifications. You can also hit us up on what you think about the new X-Men coming out, or at what am I leaving this stuff on? I'm gonna leave it on Twitter. Well, I keep calling it Twitter. I always forget that it's not Twitter anymore. So you can leave me a message on X. You can follow me there at Logan_Bruce42. Also, you can email me at theparalleluniverse1974 @gmail.com. Follow me on Facebook. So please, give us a like and check us out. Thank you so very much for all your support. And once again, you guys, as always, we'll see you in the parallel universe.